So this is my completed 6x8 album. This is documenting a trip that my sister and I took to visit our other sister in California and celebrate her 40th birthday. So this is a gift for her. I am mostly making this video for myself. I don't know if anyone will bother to watch it, but because I'm giving this to my sister, I just wanted a documentation of it for myself as well. So my sister loves everything to do with the post office and snail mail, so there are just a few photos in here left over that didn't make it into the album that I didn't really want from her party, just of her friends and a couple of people that I don't know very well, that I just placed those extra photos that didn't make it into the album into this envelope for her, and that'll go into the box that I have that I'm gonna put this entire album into. So I chose this because it's got the flowers on it, and the theme for her party was an un-birthday party. Her birthday is in December and we celebrated in June. So we celebrated her half birthday or her un-birthday, and it was an Alice in Wonderland theme. And so I thought the flowers on this particular Simple Stories Snap album went really well with that theme. So here is the opening page, just an invitation to her unbirthday. Gosh, I love this little white rabbit here. And just the dates, June 19th through 23rd. That whole weekend we celebrated her birthday. The 19th here, my sister and I flew in, but my other sister who lives in California, it was her birthday, and one of her best friends had flown in the day before, so she got to spend that Thursday kicking off her birthday weekend, just one-on-one with her friend. They went to a movie and got pedicures, and her friend sent me a couple of photos from that day. I wasn't there, so I didn't have a whole lot to say about that day, but I was really thankful that her friend has sent me these couple of photos so that I could document that for her. The next day, Friday, kicked off her birthday party for everybody, and we had rented an Airbnb, or she rented an Airbnb for the party for the weekend, and the driveway was really hard to find, and the neighbor's house had scary signs threatening to shoot people if they were trespassing, so we wanted to make sure that nobody drove into the wrong driveway trying to find the Airbnb. And right outside there was this big mural. So we took a photo of my sister Carrie in front of the mural and sent it to all of the party guests to make sure that they knew that they were to turn into the driveway at this mural when they saw it. Here was just a photo of the outside of the Airbnb. I love this Cheshire cat grin up in the trees. It was just a full photo. I wanted to include some full photos in this album because we got some really nice photos from the weekend. We kicked off Friday just with dinner with everybody. This was the garage in the Airbnb, and my sister and I were setting up the photo booth for Friday night. One of her friends bought these awesome drinks that she made with these little drink me tags. She made alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks for everybody. The same friend also brought karaoke and ran karaoke for everybody. So until quiet hours hit in the neighborhood that we were staying in, we did karaoke out in the garage, and everybody took a turn singing, and we all had a really good time. Another full page photo here. This is the birthday girl in her Mad Hatter costume. My sister had this really awesome photo booth that she rented, and you just take photos on the photo booth setup, and they've got this backdrop that it comes with, and then the company sends you the photos afterwards after you send the box back into them. So we had all of these fun photo booth photos from the whole weekend, and so there's a lot of these throughout the weekend. She had these great teacups set up on the table. There were a couple of sets of those to take photos with and just for decor. And then these little pieces were also decorations from the party. They were just out sprinkled on the table, and I nabbed those because I knew that I was gonna want to scrapbook with them because they make really cute little embellishments. Another postcard theme here. Again, more photos from the photo booth. This is my other sister. We had flown out together for the party, and we're just taking some selfies Friday night. This was another couple of decorations that she had out for everybody to take photos with in the photo booth. And this guy, he's an interesting story because this white rabbit is actually a childhood relic of ours. He would come out at Easter time, and he was an Easter decoration in our house as we were growing up. And so he came out, he made the trip out with my other sister and I to live with Carrie now. And he also was there for the party, so we could take photos with him. This is just a group shot of everybody in the photo booth. This was her friend Tiffany. She brought the karaoke and those great blue drinks. This was a sister shot of the three of us. More karaoke. Carrie sang The Bad Touch. Me with the teacups. And I love this little Mad Hatter. After we had to shut down karaoke because it was quiet hours in the neighborhood, everybody came inside. They're putting together a puzzle that was a big mushroom scene. I'm not interested in putting together a puzzle. I hate doing puzzles. I find them very frustrating. But a couple of friends sat at the table and were quietly doing a puzzle. This was Carrie, this blanket, this quilt a friend made for her out of some scraps that were sentimental for her. And then of course the table of just charcuterie at the table. Next morning was Saturday, and we were gonna have a pool party on Saturday. So we woke up and we had our coffee out by the pool. The kids came. Friday night was kind of just for the adult ladies, and then Saturday was for husbands and kids too. So here we are. Here's my sister, another full page photo just hanging out by the pool. And here is all of the shots from the pool. The kids were here. My niece did not want to have her photo taken throughout the weekend, but we did manage to get a couple of nice photos of her. Here Marisol is making a grumpy face, and it was kind of a joke because every time you would point a camera at my niece throughout the weekend, she would make a grumpy face because she didn't want her photo taken. We convinced her to take a couple for us though. Some more photo booth photos. This one was one of the few photos of my sister and her husband. He was helping look after the kids Saturday too, so he was a little scarce on Saturday, but we managed to get a couple of photos of him. And then one of my twin nephews, I'm actually not sure which one that is. I just wanted to make sure that I included the story of my sister's friend Marisol. She made sure to send some decorations. She wanted to make sure that Carrie had decorations, that the Airbnb was decorated for her party. And so I wanted to make sure that we still told that story because Marisol made sure and send Amazon all the decorations over to a local friend's house. And then we sent Carrie out of the house on Friday before the party started. And as a surprise, the rest of us stayed behind and made sure that the house was decorated according to the Alice in Wonderland theme for the party. Just some more pool photos. A running joke of the weekend was that sitting around talking is no fun, but sitting around by the pool talking is a really great way to spend a Saturday. And so we made this meme, and that was kind of a joke from the weekend, so I wanted to make sure and include that as well. I didn't do too much interactive stuff here, but I did make this one flip up. Here were the kids being silly in the pool. I love the color on this. This was actually one of the decorations that Marisol sent ahead of time. This was a rose-shaped pool floaty to go along with the Alice in Wonderland theme. And this is one of the few great photos that we got of my niece during the weekend. She was leaping into the pool onto the pool floaty, and then it would zoom across the pool, and she was having a really good time doing that. And so my youngest sister got a great shot of her floating across the pool, or zooming across the pool on the floaty. Here's a few more of that photo booth shots. Some of the decorations in the house, and hanging out in the pool. I love this quote from Alice in Wonderland. Do you suppose she's a wildflower? As I was making this, I would just put Alice in Wonderland, the original Disney cartoon version, on, and just have it on in the background for inspiration. This was Saturday night. We had kind of talked about going inside to watch a movie. Carrie wanted to watch Until Dawn, but we were having such a nice time out by the pool. Everybody just hung out by the pool. It was so nice outside. It really cooled down in the evening, and we got to just hang out and chat with everybody. So we never did go inside and watch a movie. More Saturday evening poolside shots. This was the one photo that we got in the photo booth of all of the family, my sister and her husband, my youngest sister, myself, and Carrie's kids. Sunday morning we got up and we had to clean up the Airbnb, and so we took these last photos in the photo booth before we took it down, and we just thought we were being cute. So we were having our morning coffee and waking up. Here we're really tired, here we're getting our coffee, and here we're ready to go for the day because we've gotten our caffeine intake. And actually I think all of us were drinking tea. This is one of my nephews. This was a bear on the front porch of the Airbnb, and we were just saying goodbye. He came and got me, and he wanted to show me the bear out front, so I took a couple of photos of him hugging the bear goodbye. Later in the day, Sunday, we went down to Old Sacramento and just had a good time walking around downtown. We all had lunch together, and Carrie really wanted to make sure that we got a shot of us sisters in front of the bridge downtown. And so we walked down and we posed for a photo, and her best friend took the photo for us. And later, when we were looking for the photo, we found out that there had been some sort of technical error and the photo did not get taken. And so that was kind of a funny joke as well, because Carrie actually had gone out of her way to buy a special frame for this photo that she knew that we were going to take, and then the photo didn't get taken. So Chelsea went and clip arted us out, made a sticker of us from a different photo from a different day, and stuck us in front of the bridge. And so that's how we ended up with this photo of the sisters in front of the bridge in downtown Sacramento, or in Old Sacramento. We had lunch here. Her best friend had to leave for the airport, but she got to stay and have lunch with us before we left. And then this is just us just having fun in Old Sacramento, walking around and going in and out of the shops and stuff. I took this photo, and this is a completely unposed photo. I'm really proud of it. This is just Carrie and one of her best friends that actually flew in also to attend the party, and they were just walking down the boardwalk chatting together, and I just love this photo, so I wanted to make sure that that was a full page photo. Monday was Sister Day, and so we got up and we took the train to Oakland, and we went to the zoo. And this is Carrie and I, my sister and I, plugging our ears on the platform here while we're waiting for the train, because the train behind us was so loud. The Uber, when we got to the train station dropped us off, or I think it was then, dropped us off on Alice Street. And so that went along with the theme of the weekend. We thought that was fun, so we took a picture in front of the Alice Street sign. The Oakland Zoo was gorgeous. I highly recommend it if you're in Oakland. And so we really enjoyed walking around, and it's just a gorgeous zoo. So we had Sister Day here at the zoo. This sticker was actually from the gift shop at the zoo. The bears were kind of a highlight of our day at the zoo, and so I wanted to make sure that we documented that. We went to the wolf and the grizzly bear enrichment demonstrations. Kind of planned our day around those two events at the zoo. Got some good photos of the animals. At the Oakland Zoo, you have to take these gondolas from the bottom half of the zoo up to the upper half of the zoo, where all of the local California wildlife animals are, the bears and the wolves. And Chelsea was nervous about this gondola ride, but it was only about a 4-minute ride up to the top of the zoo, so she's actually really nervous in this photo. Another full page photo here. My sister Carrie, birthday girl, her favorite animal is the giraffe, so I wanted to make sure I got a full page photo of her with the giraffes. Carrie also wanted to make sure that we got one of these these classic photo booth photos at the zoo where you go in and they print out the little strip for you. And what we didn't realize is that those photo booths are not really made for 3 adult humans. Not one of us is particularly small. So this is really funny because Carrie is squeezing in and the curtain that closes the photo booth is still open. She's just got her head in here. But I made her give me this, so knowing that I was going to make this for her and give it back to her. Just a couple of our favorite animals from the zoo. This was on the gondola ride back down to the bottom half of the zoo. These trading cards were such a fun story. So as we navigated the zoo, you could play games and answer trivia questions from docents and zoo staff members and play games to win trivia cards. So these are some of the trivia, or some of the trading cards that we gathered at our day at the zoo. I made little library pockets for them. So I love this little interactive element here. This is the first time that I have made library pockets like this. One of the great stories from the weekend was actually that I really wanted a wolf card, and we ran into a docent who happened to have one. She said that it was the very first trading card that she had gotten when she first started working at the zoo, and she had picked it off of her mirror that morning thinking that she was going to give it to somebody special that day. She'd had it for a long time and it was time to trade it. And when we ran into her and we were asking her directions to go somewhere, and we asked if she had any trading cards for us, and I said, oh, I really want a wolf card, and she gave me her own wolf card. So it was special. I'm going to keep that one though, so I'm not going to give, because this is going to my sister, I'm not going to give her my wolf trading card. I'm going to keep that for myself. But these are some of the other trading cards that we got that day. So the bison and parrot and red fox, I think he is, let me see, island fox. Another full page photo here. This is us on the train on the way home, or this is birthday girl on the train on the way home. This is the 3 of us on the train on the way home. We're pretty tired there. When we got back to Sacramento, we took the train back from Oakland back to Sacramento, and we went out for dinner at this great salad place, and my sister was so tired. We were waiting and waiting. We were all really tired, but we all ordered our food, and it was a QR code sitting outside. You scan the QR code at your table and order your food that way. And she had thought she ordered her food, but we were waiting and waiting for her salad to arrive. And when she checked her account, it turned out she had failed to complete her order. So she ended up not even getting dinner, I think, that night. We just had a couple of non-alcoholic beers and headed home. We were all pretty tired. My youngest sister and I went back to our hotel, and Carrie had to go to work the next day, and we were flying back out to come home. So, and then this last page is just a pocket page. I made these are leftover photo booth photos, and I made some photo strips out of them like you would get, at those classic photo booths. Decorated the back too with just some stickers and things that I had left over from the project. And that's it. This is the map of the zoo. So there might be a couple of other little pieces of ephemera that I might stick back here, but I don't know, it's getting pretty full. There's like not much else that I could put in here without it starting to burst at the seams. So in fact, I kind of regretted putting these brads on here because it just added a little bit more dimension probably than I had room left to put in here, but there they are. So. And that's it. That is my completed 6x8 album. This is the second 6x8 album that I've done. I did a December daily for the first time in 2024, and I am really enjoying working in this size. I think it's a fun size. I still love my 12x12s, but this 6x8 is definitely something that I'm going to continue to do as well. So yeah, there it is. There is my completed 6x8 Happy Unbirthday album.